Hi and welcome back to Decoding Tarot. First of all, I'd like to give a big welcome to all my new subscribers. The last time I made a video a week ago, I think I had 11 subscribers and now I have 51. So welcome to you all. I hope you enjoy my channel, and if you have any suggestions, do please let me know. So today I'm going to start a short mini-series, doing something a little different, called Tarot Backwards, how the cards became what they are today, or what we see today. This is episode 1. I'm going to talk about the Rider Waite Smith deck, the Tarot Revolution. Now, Rider Waite Smith is the first deck that most people are familiar with, and what most people who are not into tarot or don't know nothing about tarot think of as tarot. In my core series, where I compare cards across decks, I always include the Rider Waite Smith deck because it's the archetype model for the most modern decks. But things to bear in mind with Rider Waite Smith: they're not as old as they look, and they're not the original tarot. But almost everything you recognise in most modern decks come from this one deck. Now, the Rider Waite Smith cards were the first cards really designed for divination rather than designed as a card game. Rider was the publisher, Waite was the author who described the cards and the meaning of the cards, and Pamela Colin Smith drew the images. All three of these were members of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, and they had a number of influences, including astrology, numerology and the Kabbalah. Now, the key shift that they introduced with this deck is that tarot becomes a symbolic system for reading. Every card tells a story and has layered symbolism. So reading becomes more intuitive, and beginners can learn using the visual cues, and symbolism becomes consistent across modern decks. Almost every modern deck follows the structure of Rider Waite Smith. So first, if we look at the major arcana, I've just put down a few examples of the Fool, the High Priestess and Death. Each of them an archetype. Every card tells a story and contains layered symbolism with a symbolic language, and the symbolic language can be decoded. So, for example, I've already talked previously about the Fool. We have a figure stepping off into the void, not looking where he's going, taking a leap of faith. The High Priestess, we have the figure sat between the dark and light column, showing duality, with a veil behind her, separating her and us away from the mystical realm. There are moon symbols present, showing the unconscious, and moon symbols on her head showing different phases, showing cycles. She's holding a scroll that's partially open, showing hidden knowledge. In Death, you see many classes of people in front of Death. You see a religious figure, you show a nobleman, you saw common people, and showing that death comes for us all. Though of course death, the card does not mean death, it means change. So each card has a layered symbolism there. And maybe occurs to me, what we have with Rider Waite Smith is we have a system that can be read. You don't need to learn what the cards mean. You can tell what the cards mean from looking at the imagery. And it occurs to me, if we go back to the Magician, which traditionally means you have everything you need to do your task, could he be actually referring to the deck? On the table in front of him, he has the signs for all 4 suits Is the magician saying you have everything you need? You don't need to read a book about tarot. Look at the pictures. If we then go on to the pip cards. Now, one major change from Rider Waite Smith is all of the pip cards have images. So just to show a few examples. We have the Five of Cups that shows grief and loss. So the loss is shown by the cups with the material flowing out of them. Sorry, I'm not quite straight there. Flowing out of them with the grieving figure. We have the Ten of Wands, showing a character carrying a huge weight of 10 wands and he's struggling under that weight, showing he's taken on too much. We have the Ten of Swords, one of the more dramatic cards. The figure lying pierced with 10 swords, showing a dramatic ending, but also showing a turning point. In the distance you can see the sun rising, showing that in the future there is a positive outcome on the way. And the Three of Pentacles, you see people working together, showing teamwork. So again, for each of these cards you see the meaning immediately. There's no need to learn the meanings of the cards. The meanings are already there. Now the mood of these cards, they're very structural, very symbolic and esoteric. And it gives you a system that you have to decode. Now Rider Waite didn't invent tarot. He transferred it into a system that we now recognise. Before this, tarot looked very different. And the next episode we'll go backwards to what came before, to the Marseille Tarot. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.